This will be a brief test cut video using the Forest Manufacturing Model 2054R roll saw. This is a vertical blade traveling table saw specifically set up for cutting rolls of material. I'll do a later video going into all the details and features of this machine, but for now I just want to knock out a test cut. A customer has sent me a specimen of material. You can see large diameter roll. This is I think like a 38-inch diameter roll. Face width is like maybe 5 feet, 4 feet, 5 feet. And the material is again one of these really annoying non-woven fiber materials, apparently synthetic. It cuts reasonably well. It does tend to snag a bit. I mean, the material is pretty, you can just tear it. It's a gasket, it's a component used in gaskets, so it's tough. But it's not the worst. We cut some other felt type materials that were much more difficult to cut. This stuff is not as bad. So as before, I've got this roll of material. The best way to set these cuts up, the fence comes with either an electronic digital readout or an inch scale on the table surface. This one just has an inch scale. It actually goes on after we're finished painting it. So what I would do in a situation like this is push the roll up against the fence face, and then advance the fence until you get a readout, say 2 inches, of the section of material you want to take off. If you're worried about the workpiece shifting, the good news is the material shifts side to side very easily because of the roller conveyor. The bad news is it moves very easily because of the conveyor. If you want to try and lock it in, you can use magnets and try to lock it in. This particular workpiece is going nowhere. It's actually heavy enough it's going to stay put. The blade I'm still using a 1 inch wide, 3 tooth per inch hook tooth style blade. I might have preferred to use a scallop edge knife style blade. The material does cut well enough and it would probably get a prettier cut that way. But this material is on a hard cardboard core. It's like 3-4 inches diameter, but like a 3/8 inch wall. And the cardboard they use for the cores on these is really hard. It's probably harder than most softwoods for sure. So you would never get through that with a knife style blade. So this core, cardboard core, dictates that we use a hook tooth style blade, even though it makes a bit of a fluffy cut. This is some of the dust produced by a earlier cut. I wasn't going to record this until I knew the answer. So blade is tensioned. I'm running 55 PSI on the regulator. That gives me about 17,000 PSI blade tension. We do have room to go up on that. So I'll start the motor up, run the cut. I'm going to cut at a very conservative speed. I always try to get a quality cut before I worry about getting a fast cut. No one cares how fast you can cut something if it's a crooked cut. I'm going to ease into the workpiece here a bit. Actually, I'm in your way, aren't I? Let me get over here. Can you see that? Yeah. It sounds horrible, but it's actually cutting pretty well. I'll note that after we have painted this machine up, there will be an operator guard with basically a grocery cart handle right where I'm standing now. I find that pushing these large awkward rolls, I'm actually using my leg to do the pushing. I just lean my thigh into the table and gently ease it forward. I get pretty good control of even heavier loads that way. I don't smell any burning. The material, whatever this is, apparently has a pretty high melting or smoke point because it is not stinking at all. Lovely. Go around back and collect the prize. This is kind of big and awkward. So you see a little smearing right here. That's from the blade was cutting this direction, and that is from the blade catching the cardboard and smearing the cardboard just a little bit on here. So there is some furring on this cut. I don't have an explanation for why. It made a little bit of a smeary cut here, made a little bit of a smeary cut here, but this cut here and this cut here is perfectly beautiful. Let's see how the material unwinds. See if we have any fusion between the layers. Try and find the start point here. I can't find the start point. I'll just peel off this random spot. Okay. So the material unspools beautifully. So we got a nice accurate cut. Say a little furring here. I don't know why it cut beautifully some spot and furred a little bit the other. But it's a nice consistent cut. All right, so that is the Forest Manufacturing Model 2054R cutting a non-woven fiber material in a 38-inch diameter roll. If you have any questions, please feel free to call or email us here at Forest Manufacturing. Thank you for your time.